idea of Magnolia Wellness Center was actually birthed, and the story started before Magnolia was birthed on July 15th, 2007, when I signed the lease at that little place on Magnolia Lane in the marina. And I had no idea what twists and turns and valleys and mountains my life would have been called for. But dialing back even further, I started out wanting to be a psychologist. And as I was studying, I did all of my, graduate hours and then 3,000 hours of clinical training with people in the field and all of that to get one chiropractic adjustment that woke me up to say, you just did all of that for the past 8 years of your life, committing to one thing, and it's not your life's calling. And it was like gravity hit me. And I knew that I needed to come and be a chiropractor, and I lived in Boston at the time. And I remember when I made that choice, I just came out of a yoga class with Baron Baptiste, who was right on our corner. It was so easy to go take this celebrity yoga teacher's class all the time. And Kirtan every month with Krishna Das, who just hung out there. And so it was sort of this think tank of beautiful spirits just embarking on this sort of journey that we're all kind of conditioned for now in our culture and used to. But it was sort of being birthed back then. And I had just gotten my license to be a psychotherapist after all those years. And the day that I got it in the mail was the day that I walked out of that yoga class, and I looked up and I saw this sign that I had never seen anywhere before, and it said, Mind, Body, Healing. And I'm like, wow, now it's ubiquitous, right? But back then it was nowhere, and it was in Boston in Kenmore Square, and I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do one day. I'm going to have a center that's about mind, body healing, and I'm going to have amazing practitioners that work together as a collective, and we all come together, and it's not about just seeing a person from one perspective, but multiple perspectives, and being able to collaborate and coordinate together as a team, and that a patient is not somebody that's below you, but somebody that's sometimes above you, and sometimes beside you, and sometimes weaving it with you as one, and where all of that is possible. And I moved out to California to really fast before it was able to land in my rational mind. And many times when I was in chiropractic school, I was like, wait, why am I doing this? What's going on? Why did I choose this? Is this the right thing? And then this soul calling that superseded every thought that I had was the guiding force. And now I know it was a soul calling. Before, I just felt calm when I connected with the mission that I was on, and I didn't know why. And my rational mind wanted to make sense of it, but it really made absolutely zero sense to me why I was leaving a career that I worked so hard for, moving all the way out to San Francisco from the East Coast where all my family and everyone is, and to come out here for this mission. And now, looking at everyone's faces that are in this room, and while I was writing cards to each one of you and thinking of all the transformation that's happened on those chiropractic tables that are outside over 10 years, I am in just pure awe of how this weaver energy just kind of puts you in the right place at the right time with the right people and the right information and the right intuition that you need so that you can fulfill your life's work. And I really feel like that's what I'm doing. And it's not because of me, it's because of us. And all of us willing to just go there, and all of you willing to trust me and all of the people that take care of you at Magnolia, that really make it possible and make the magic just pop. And the magic pops here, right?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
room, in this environment, do you see that anywhere else in the world? No. We are like ahead of this curve, and we're like creating like this wake behind us for consciousness to flow in this type of like raw, real, passionate, ugly, and beautiful way that we do. And I just, every day when I know the trust that you put in, you know, myself and Shay and Kara and Vanessa and Jill and Tanya and Zainab and Chris Powell and who else? Am I leaving any of these out? Who is it? Randy and Jennifer Lane and Gloria Contreras. Who are the other doctors that
Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah. That you've, you know, trusted this as a coven for healing and a womb to be able to push your edges and do what is not happening in the culture because you know you want more than what the culture has to offer, and you show up here for that, and you trust all the people that are here to support you and guide you in that way. It's just so energizing. It just fills me with raw passion. So, thank you all for being here and being part of my life and being part of my soul and being the light that illuminates me. And every morning, you know, when I think about my life and when I reflect on my day, like every one of your faces pops into my mind. And at night when I go to bed, when I'm thinking about like what life is about, it's like your hearts and your faces and like the edges that we go to together, where we're like on one side of the gap and we know we want to get to the other side, and like all by ourselves we don't know how the heck to get there because it seems so scary. But when we're together as a collective, we're like, we can do it. We're like, just see the other side, and we're like, all right, we're just gonna get there. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna get there no matter what it takes, and we do it together. And so I love you all.
Love you.
Thank you for being here and celebrating with us tonight.